Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Tadaro. I'm a costume designer and shop manager in Philadelphia, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own fabric face mask. So for today's project, you're going to need the pattern. I'm using the Relief Crafters of America pattern. It comes in different sizes, which is really nice. So I'm using the biggest size mainly because it will fit over an N95 mask and I feel like it fits more people. So you'll need your pattern, 2 pieces of fabric, one for the inside, one for the outside, a piece of wire, elastic or extra fabric to make ties, a pencil, and scissors. Great. So now we're going to cut out our fabric. As you can see, I've already cut out the lining fabric, but I'll show you how to cut out the front fabric. So you're going to fold your fabric together, having the right sides on the inside. Place your pattern on the fabric and trace. Then you can cut that out. Now that you have your fabrics cut, we can go to the sewing machine. Now I'm going to stitch the curve on both my pieces. I have my machine set on a straight stitch between a 2 and a 3. There's 3/8 inch seam allowance on this pattern. Make sure you backstitch at the beginning and end. And you're going to do the same thing on your lining. Before you iron, you want to clip the seam allowance on your pieces just so that curve sits really nicely. We're then going to iron these open. Next step you want to do is take your lining piece and turn just about 1/4 of an inch in on each side and iron it. The next step is to top stitch our seams on both pieces and finish the edges of the lining. So to do the top stitch, get it right underneath there and just sew really close to your seam. To finish the lining, we're going to take that turn we just did and turn it again and stitch it. Great, now our lining and our outer fabric are ready to put together. To finish your mask, you're going to put your right sides together like this. You're then going to stitch the top and the bottom of your mask. Now we're going to turn our mask inside out. Look how cute it is. Once your mask is turned right sides out, you can now iron the edges. You're really trying to get a really nice crisp edge. While we're at the ironing board, we can also fold over our edges. The next step is going to be putting wire into the nose bridge. If you don't want to do that, you can skip the next step. So I cut this piece of wire about 3.5 inches and then folded the edges in. To make a channel for your wire, you want to mark where the wire is going to start. Back stitch. This is at the top of your mask a few times. And then sew about 3/8 around. When you get to this point, you want to leave it open because we're going to slide our wire in there. So once you get your wire slid into that channel, we want to stitch down this edge. And now your wire channel is stitched. The next step is to top stitch the top and bottom of your mask. You're going to stop at that wire channel and move to the other side of your masks. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Next, we want to make our little channels on the side. So we're going to fold these down and stitch them. So fold your channel to match your lining. And do it the same way on the other side. It's really important that you backstitch on every stitch so that everything stays together, especially when it gets washed. So to make the ties, you can do it 3 ways. You can either tie loops on either side to make ear loops, or you can slide a piece of ties going off either side if you want to do fabric ties or shoelaces. I'm going to show you how to slide elastic in here that goes behind the head. I find that that's the most comfortable fit, but you can also do ear loops or you can do ties. It's whatever you want, it's your mask. You can try sliding the elastic right through, but I like to use a safety pin to help guide my elastic in there. So if you were doing ear loops, you could pull this and tie a knot, and then you would cut it. To do the headpiece, we're going to slide this back in here. And back up. And then we can tie this up here. And now your mask is done and ready to put on and try. The last step if you're making it for you or a loved one is to check the fit. So you want to put it on. Make sure it's tight in the back. And then press down your wire to get it to be a really good fit. And that's it. That's your mask.